Okay, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm on her. But basically, let's just get right into this video. This is part 2, I guess, of a video I made already. People needed a better angle, so here we are. Basically, to start, you'll buy this loop yarn, which will have all these rings on it. And to start, you'll chain. This one is going to be smaller than the first one I made, so we're going to chain, I would say 6 to 8, depending on how much yarn you have. This one is 180 grams. So only things you'll need for this are your hands and scissors. So basically, you'll chain and you'll loop, and then you'll do that until you have a 6 chain. So 1, 2, 3, and continue. I think I'm gonna do 8 actually. So 8. Okay, this is where people were starting to get confused at, which this first round is definitely the hardest part. So you'll go here, you have this is the loop you ended on. You're gonna go, do I want to chain one more? I'll do chain one more. Chain one extra one longer, because then you'll go through this loop right here. So you'll skip a chain and go through this one. And for this, don't lose this loop, the last loop you did. You'll go put your fingers to this one, and you're gonna single crochet. If you are a beginner at crocheting, this is a single crochet. So now you have these 2 loops, and you don't want to go through these on this one. You want to make a whole loop where the yarn is, so you have a loop like this and not through these. And then you'll pull the yarn, your thread that's connected to the ball stem, and you pull that through both loops, both holes. And now you're gonna just be working with this. You're no longer working with these loops that's on the yarn. Okay, and now you go through the next chain, and then you'll continue that all the way around, or all the way to the end, like so, and you'll just continue that in each of these until you get to the end. So I'll come back when I'm here. So now I'm on the last chain on the first side. So you're gonna do that one more time. Same thing you've been doing. Have your loop. You're gonna go single crochet through this chain and finish the single crochet. Give it a little pull, and then you're going to continue that onto the other side, which this side gets a little tougher because it's harder to see each chain, but you'll go into each of these chain spaces until you reach the end where you started, just here, this chain space here, right there. So you continue with that, and then when you get to the end, you'll chain 1 and you'll start it on the next round. Okay, so again, you just continue to do the same thing. So now I'm just go into this chain space here, this chain space right here, and continue down this side. Okay, I've reached the last chain on this side, so I'm gonna chain or single crochet as usual. This side is a little harder to get your fingers through, but just be patient. Okay, and then you have your piece of yarn, and you pull it through like you've been doing. Have your 2 loops on your hand, 1 and 2, and you pull through both and have a new hook. or a new loop, like so. So the base is the most important part because obviously you don't want giant holes in the bottom of your purse. So this is a base. See, it looks pretty good. That's how it should be looking right now. It's kind of crazy. So this next part, I feel like a lot of people were struggling with too because it was just kind of hard to see what I was doing exactly. But we're gonna chain. We're gonna chain one to give us the height we want. We're gonna have a flat circle, okay? And then we're gonna go. You gotta find the first single crochet you did, so to have two, like usually if you're regular crocheting, it'll have like a regular two, like just two strands, but it's kind of hard to tell. And again, make sure this whole time you want to make sure you're not going through these loops because that'll make the purse look a little funky. So now we're going to just, after our chain one, we're going to single crochet into that first crochet, single crochet we did. Again, 2 loops on the hand, pull it through both. And for this first round, you want to try to get into all the single crochets you did. Obviously it'll be hard, you can't really tell where the single crochets are, but just fill it out your best, and try to find those holes and have 2 strands on your fingers as you go through it. And then you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. So this is pretty much the same process over and over again if you want it to be this shape. I like mine to kind of go in a little bit, so I do like 1, maybe 2 rows exactly like this, and then I start to just, it's kind of weird, but I kind of just fill it out and skip through some. Obviously I'll show you guys that, but right now I'm going to do 2 rounds just like this. So 1, 2, going in every loop and chaining 1 at this end after a whole round. Chain 1. Okay, after those first 2 rows, again, you're going to chain 1, and then for this next round you're going to just go into that front loop. So you, the last one, we went through both of these. Okay, we went through both like that. This time we're only going to go through this one, and you're going to do that all the way around, and this is going to start to give you the height of your bag. And the tighter you pull it, the more it'll like curve in. And on this one you can start to like kind of skip it depending on how big you want your bag and how much yarn you have. So for me, I'll probably skip a few, and this will give me a tighter, smaller bag, which is fine with me. And then you just continue that all the way around, but you're still doing the same thing, but instead of looping through 2, you're going to just loop through one of these instead of both of them. Hope that makes sense. If not, that's the best I can explain it, I'm gonna be honest. And you continue this all the way around, and then after this round you'll go back to how you were doing it and just regular single crochet around. Continue. Again, remember, try not to go through these side loops or the loops that are on the yarn, and then you just continue this around. And try not to skip too big of a gap, because then you will have holes. You won't be able to see them, but you know, stuff might go through. And you see, now we're starting to get that bag shape. At least I'm seeing it. Are you seeing it? Well, maybe difficult to see it from this angle. But like, see? We're starting to get that shape we want. And you can continue this around. just like any other crochet item, you should be able to easily undo it by just pulling on the thread. So that'll give you an idea if you're doing it correctly as well. Okay, I'm gonna do maybe 1 or 2 more rounds, and then I'll show you guys how to make the handle. Honestly, and you just keep going to whatever your height desires. So, but if you have 180 yards or grams like I did, your purse is gonna be on the smaller side. So if you want a larger purse, get a larger bag. And for the larger bags, you're just gonna chain 10 to 12 depending on the size you want. At the beginning, you're gonna chain 10 to 12 of those chains that we did. Okay, I'll see you guys back when I'm ready to make the handle. I forgot to mention, after the first 2 rows, you no longer, after we do the 1 stitch through the one, okay, let me try that again. After we do the first 2 rounds, you no longer need to chain 1 at the end of the round, and then so you'll just continue to do this until you get the height or size that you like. Okay, so this is what my bag is looking like right now. I'm out of yarn, so I'm going to show you guys how to attach another color. So I have this white furry loop yarn. It's like the same thing, but just more fuzzy. So you're basically gonna do the same thing. So I have this left. I'm probably just use 1 round of this white, give it a Christmas little, you dig? I don't know, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. So you're gonna do the same thing. Do both of those, and then pull through. But instead of pulling through with this yarn, we're gonna use this white yarn. Okay, so we're gonna have that. I'm gonna use that as a tail and just line it up with that, and you're gonna pull through the loop with that. And so when you add them, especially since this is a different color, you're gonna really have to focus on tucking this tail into these next few crochets, next few single crochets. But you continue doing the same thing, and remember, now we're going through both the loops again, not just one. So here we go. Again, through both the loops, single crochet. This one is a lot harder to tell what I'm doing because it's so furry, but yeah, and you continue doing that. I'm gonna do it 1 round, and once I get here, I'll show you guys how to make the strap. Okay, so this is what my bag is looking like. It's giving very much stocking. It's giving stocking for sure. Not really giving purse, but I like it. So now we'll go through this last little crochet, not the white, or is it the white? Sure, whatever. We'll go through the white and go through these 2. And this is honestly the easiest part, is doing the strap. So you'll go through this one, and instead of pulling this one through, you're going to pull the loop you got, the loop you just went through with the loop you just went through this hole with, and you're gonna pull that directly through the loop on your hand already. And then you'll just continue to chain, just regular chain like this, and you just keep pulling. I'll give you guys a different angle. You'll pull through like that. So you just keep pulling through the hole you made until you get to the desired strap length. So I have enough where I could do a crossbody, but That's not the vibe this purse right here is giving. This purse is giving shoulder bag. So obviously this is different for everybody. So as you go along, I would just kind of gauge it, like that's too short. So maybe like 2 or 3 more would be perfect for me. Okay, yeah. And do maybe 1 more. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. So now to attach this end, so you'll have to find the 2 again, like we've been doing. And you have the third, you have the loop on your hand, and we'll do the same thing. So you're gonna go through that loop on the bag, and then you'll pull through and go through this loop from the handle. Okay, I just broke my tripod, so I'm sorry for the angle change, but good thing it happened at the end. So basically, you're gonna cut, you have this loop left, and then you're gonna cut this tail that's attached to the ball of yarn. Don't leave that loop there. So I'm just gonna cut about here. The tail that you cut doesn't need to be super long, and then you're gonna just pull that end of the tail through, pull it tight. Now you have a secure handle. If this was or is the same color as this, you could honestly just weave it all the way through and wouldn't really matter. But since it's only the same as the top, I'm gonna just weave it through these top parts a couple of times just to secure it. You could do a knot, but I think that makes it look a little bulky in some areas. So I'm gonna just weave it through. Once or twice is fine. But just to be safe, I'm gonna like just weave the whole little loop thing through. Okay, bam. And that's your bag. I have a little shoulder bag. I think that turned out super cute. It's giving very much to the season. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I really hope this helped you guys, the people who are having trouble with my first video. If there's any more questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them. But wow, that turned out so cute. Okay, bye. Love you guys.